Hey, Rich, you're recording now.
Better. Yeah, you just got weights you cut up in that DeBrusque blog to
Do anything else?
just really compelling stuff.
He was busy today.
Took over the brainstem.
A little bit, yeah. I was so compelled to write that blog.
The anger just came from it.
Let the
Came
hate
within.
flow through you. I don't have
No.
time. I don't have time to come up with questions for our guest that we're interviewing. It's all right. As soon as he comes on, I'm just gonna mute you, and then Ray and I will do the interview, and
He has a question.
You'll eat chips. Do you know where that question came from, Ray?
Which question?
Bills?
I do have a couple questions for real.
Don't care.
You didn't ask any. What was his question? Let me read it real quick. No. Where did that come from?
Me.
Ah.
I said, let's let Bill participate. Here's
I
what-
went to send questions after I already saw that email. I was like, fuck it. Well, I don't have to send any questions now.
How are you employed?
Lou. All Lou.
Good at what I do.
Who else is going to go hand in hand skipping down the hallways? I'm fucking pissed you're eating chips right now. I'm so hungry.
Well, you hungry, you fat fuck?
No, I haven't eaten dinner. You son of a bitch. And that's the good salsa too. It's not the fucking Tostitos in the can.
Oh,
bullshit.
this is the best. The frozen
yeah.
stuff, not the frozen stuff, but the stuff in the cold aisle. Oh god,
That's
Hannaford
good.
makes a good one too.
You know what they don't make a good thing of? Potato salad. Potato salad is disgusting at Hannaford.
The red kind, the red one.
Yeah.
I like the red one's really good.
No, the regular white one, disgusting.
With the egg or without?
With the egg. I like an egg in mine. My mom makes a bomb fucking potato salad, macaroni salad.
I know she looks up Halloween.
Why does it have to be Halloween?
I meant to say Memorial Day, but Halloween was the first thing that came up.
Bill, I don't think you're gonna make it through this.
No, just mute him now.
He's got the Stevie Wonder going on already.
The Macho Man.
He can barely make out the words he's saying.
That's some lunch beers this afternoon after I went on my nice hike.
Dude,
Nice
what'd you
weather
do?
today?
You walked in the Queens Landing pavement again, the 3 mile.
No.
Click clack, motherfucker, down Bridge Street.
Checking up on your hookers.
Making sure they're paying their
Someone's
dues.
got to pay the rent. Sorry. This is what you
We're not mad. We're not mad. We're just disappointed.
Wait
That's
till
all.
I'm in Florida. I'll do one. I'm gonna do one right from the beach.
You going to Florida?
Yeah.
You didn't contact HR or give us a notice.
Jesus, did you? I sent a fucking text and said these are the days I'm going. Can we do?
Oh, hey, Mike,
We don't like Chargers fans.
you got
around here.
you got shit on your hat, Mike.
Yeah, we got shit on all right. I don't want to hear any bitching about your teams. We don't have one.
Yeah, you've never won a big game in your life.
That would be correct. I think our last big chance was that personal foul penalty against a certain team from New England.
Yeah, they call that the greatest team ever.
How about
Oh,
when
that
Marty
team.
Schottenheimer blew a dumb challenge? Cost you a timeout.
Yeah, it's San Diego sports fandom. You know, I mean,
Are there
least you have nice
sports in
weather.
San Diego?
it's lovely here,
Yeah, I bet it is.
but we're 0 for life in sports.
I didn't even know there was true San Diego fans, to be perfectly honest. I
Then
thought
there's not.
they just paid them to sit in the stands.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they really are San Diego fans, but you just get dull after a while from your
Losing?
Yeah, that and just
Sitting on the
basically
beach.
teams leaving.
But now
and
you're
then
LA.
right.
Now
It's
you're
like-
LA.
Yeah, well, LA's like, I don't know, it's not good. So
Smog. I get it.
yeah. So you know what? The problem is you can't get too serious when you look. You end up having your guts torn out, and you look outside. You go, oh, let's go to the beach.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
That
we've
makes me
had
jealous.
this discussion. The real fandom comes from just pain and
Yeah.
kind of hating everything around you and having something to
Yeah,
lean
we did
on.
a whole
and then
show on it.
They just
Hate's a
they
beautiful
disappoint
thing. Yeah.
Oh, it
is.
really is.
Well, thanks for thanks for joining us, Mike.
My
With
pleasure. Yeah.
hell of an intro.
Love
Mike,
it.
Mike Branon is with us. He is, well, you got a lot of things going on. So, entrepreneur, philanthropist, coach, and avid pickleballer. This is what we're here to talk about today. And author, brand new author of
Yeah.
his new book, Pickleball and the Art of Living. I've seen this on two different places. The Power of Positive Dinking. Is that
Yes.
okay?
That is correct. It has been
Let-
misinterpreted to drinking, but that's I'm not going to say who did that.
Well,
Yeah.
we know that nothing
It was
comes.
me.
Guilty as charged.
I didn't have this down, and I've been trying to find it. I'm sure if I tried harder, I could have. But positive dinking. Let's just get that right in the open. What is that?
Okay, a dink is a shot in pickleball that you hit very softly over the net to try to keep them from slamming it at you. And so you do, when you get to higher levels, you learn to do this little finesse shot over and over. You move them around until you can have them make a mistake, and then you pounce on it. So it's like a good dribble in basketball. You set yourself up to get the right shot. So
Got it.
yeah.
And is pickleball one of these sports where there's only like 16 of you, so you can come up with crazy names and these silly shots?
You know, dinks are our only stupid name we have besides the name of the sport itself. So
How does the name come? Pickleball.
Pickleball. Now I'll show you how geeky this is. There's a raging controversy. So hold on. This is really riveting stuff. So it's either named after the pickle boats that were in the state of Washington up on this lake where they invented the game. They call them pickle boats, which are just competition rowboating. Or the name of the people's dog who invented it was Pickles, and he used to come out and steal the ball when they were playing. So you pick your exciting backstory.
Go with the dog.
Let's go with it. Always go with the dog.
Go with the dog.
Is good.
Man's
Yeah,
best
Dog
friend.
is good.
Yeah, always go.
There we go.
You're
Always
a
go with
fan
the
of as a man of dogs. But the interesting thing is, my father-in-law plays pickleball. There's a pickleball court around from my house, so I was aware of this. A lot of people are not. These dummies were not. They are now. But obviously, we want to talk about your book, which goes beyond pickleball. But that's kind of your vehicle for getting it done, and it's a interesting story and kind of a crazy story and how you got there. So we want to learn all about that and the game and you. So I'll kick it over to Ray. We got some questions for you, and we'll just have some fun. Welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show, by the way. If the title didn't give it away, we're not that smart. So go ahead, Ray.
So for our listeners and for myself, what is pickleball? Just give me the quick rules and how you play pickleball.
It's like if tennis and ping pong made sweet love, and then 9 months later, this weird child was born, and you play it with it's played on a smaller tennis court. You can play it indoors or outdoors, so it's good for places where it snows and stuff. You can find a gym and make it work on a standard size badminton court. I know you guys play a lot of badminton.
Badminton?
Well,
I've known to play a little badminton back in the day.
Okay, nice. So yeah, and it's the net's a couple of inches lower than a tennis net. Court's a little smaller. You play with a composite paddle, kind of a graphite type thing, and then the ball is a yellow plastic ball. It's you see on the cover, it's like a little sunrise. There's your pickleball.
Oh, boom!
And it's like we used to play wiffle ball when we were kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it's not. It's much more substantial. That's much harder. As a matter of fact, just a few weeks ago, I got whacked in the eye with one, and I tore my iris in my eye. So I'm on physical restriction right now.
Shit!
Wow.
Yeah, it's a badass game, right?
yeah, that's serious stuff.
All those wusses play hockey and shit like that.
Yeah.
But, it's
It's got to be badass. This is the first time I've ever heard of this sport. So, I mean, it's got to be the most badass thing I've ever heard of, right?
Right. And the great thing about it really is a cool game. I played sports all my life. I played competitive basketball till I was 50. Actually grew up on the East Coast, went to school at North Carolina, spent my summers up in Connecticut, had to decide between being a Yankee fan and a Red Sox fan.
Where'd you go?
Where'd you
Please
go?
chose the right
I
one.
chose well.
Red Sox?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I remember the 67, was it 67 World Series?
Bill?
Yeah, I remember
Bill.
it vividly. Yep.
Oh, you
Possible
guys remember
dream.
that, right?
Possible
St.
dream.
Louis and Boston, and
Yeah.
I was skipping school.
Gibson,
to listen
Bob
to it.
Gibson, that prick.
That's it. 3 games. But anyways, back to pickleball. I'm sorry. It's just
No, it's fine. You brought up a sore subject to Bill. We're all 35, but Bill looks like he's 65. His body acts like it's 65, and he has the baseball knowledge of a 65-year-old man. So
Nice.
he's
Older of a baseball
basic.
player too. It's hanging on by threads.
Nice.
Anyway, so back to
Cheers.
pickleball, which is a fun game if you guys haven't played it. But go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, it really is a great game. The reason I picked it up is after getting my face rearranged too many times playing basketball in senior leagues where you call your own fouls. It doesn't work anymore. And then playing tennis and different stuff. And finally, I just kind of fell into this game. I found some people playing. They invited me in, which is usually how you get into it. Man, it's such a fun game. You get the combination of kind of having to use finesse and touch, and then it becomes a really quick back and forth game. If what you should do is like YouTube a pro pickleball match when you guys are done with this. Oh, yeah. It's really pretty exciting. It gets fast paced and a lot of reflexes. So it's one of those games. I like to say it's really easy to learn, which is why it's come on with the older generation. A lot of ex-athletes can go out there and still do this and get their competitive Jones in, so it's a lot of fun for that, but it's hard to master. So if you take it to the next level, a lot of younger players coming in, a lot of I've played against a lot of ex-tennis pros right now. Yeah, and it's getting more competitive, and it's you watch it, it's coming on pretty big.
It'll poke
Did you ever
your eye
try
out.
tennis, or was that one of those things where you just went straight to pickleball? Or
oh no, I've played every sport there is, I think, except for maybe lacrosse and hockey. Not a lot of snow where I grew up, but tennis is a great way to come from it. But tennis is a much different game. In tennis, you can sit back at the baseline and trade ground strokes. In pickleball, if you don't get up toward the net, you're screwed, because it's whoever takes the net position has control of it. So it's a pretty cool game. I mean, I never thought I'd get into it, and of course, it was embarrassing telling all my basketball buddies, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm playing pickleball." And they went, "Ah."
Is there any beer pickleball leagues, like beer leagues, like that, beer hockey leagues, beer softball leagues? They gotta have beer pickleball leagues, right?
Yeah, they really don't. Although I have played pickleball with beer in hand during a bachelor party, but that's
Nice.
about
all right, I can get into this game. If I can, if there's a game that I can drink in, I'm all for it.
Yeah, Bill's
all
in.
for it.
Bill, you only have one arm. You have a rotator cuff, and you need to be able to have a paddle. And
I could do many things lefty. I'm sure I could swing a paddle.
The beer helmet
with the wrists.
Beautiful.
Mike, I have a question for you. Did you ever think pickleball would consume your life like this? Like when you first got into it?
It's crazy. I think Rich kind of brought up a point earlier, is that I didn't even intend to write the book about pickleball. It was just a book that I kind of, I kind of had something in me, I guess. And my wife and I were one of the lucky people to get stuck on a cruise ship.
Sorry to interrupt you, Mike, but go ahead, dive into the story, because this is the one that was like, first of all, like,
is this a spam one? And you guys have to, where like all the toilets are backing up? Come on.
No, man, we were so much luckier. But we can't bitch at all, but people were still freaking out. We're off the coast of Australia, and all's good, and we're looking just like trip of a lifetime for my wife and I. We're going to go to all these great islands, and then all of a sudden the news starts getting a little shaky, and then about 3 days out to sea, it's like, oh no, this is bad. And so we started, the cruise line started looking for a place to dump us off so we could get back home. We spent another 20 some days floating around at sea, going from country to country, trying to get off the ship. Nobody would let us off. We go 3 days in one direction. They'd say, "Yeah, you can come here." We get right up to it, and they go, "No, you can't." They turn us around. So we went to all these beautiful places. We never got to land anywhere. So,
which is crazy too, because you're just a quarantine on the ocean. Like, how would you get it? What are they afraid of? I guess.
So this was during COVID.
But
yeah, it was when it first broke out.
Bill.
And you've never seen.
Sorry, my brain doesn't work half the time.
2000. healthier old people in your life. They were sanitizing us within an inch of our life. I mean, spraying down the hallway, scrubbing the walls. They did all the protocols that we're used to now, like from the beginning. The cruise ship did an awesome job, but nobody would let us off because everybody's just so freaked out. Back then, nobody knew exactly what was going on. So anyway,
that's crazy.
You're on this floating hotel surrounded by a bunch of senior Floridians on out in the Pacific.
It's like a nightmare, right?
Yeah. And you decide to go, you know what, I'm going to write about a book about pickleball, but it's not about pickleball. It's about, you know, everything surrounded, you know, within your life and your success and you know, all the things that make people tick. So that's the interesting part.
Yeah, that's the core of the book. It really is a more of a life book that has pickleball as a platform because I'm so thoroughly unfamous.
Not anymore, Mike.
Not anymore. I've hit the big time, baby.
Yeah, welcome to Simple Minds Sports,
Simple Minds. This dream of a lifetime.
Welcome.
So no, I wrote the whole book, and I had this one paragraph just making a point using pickleball, and I had two people in the book business who I ran this by, and they both completely independently of each other said, "Hey, you know what? You write a great book. You're funny. It's some great stuff in there. No one's ever going to read it because nobody knows you." And apparently in the book world these days, you got to be famous first. You got to be a Kardashian or Oprah.
Then you write a sex tape.
Yeah.
Boom, done.
You know, I looked at that. But since I am a humanitarian, I did decide to pass. My manscaping firm was on holiday. So
RJ was knocking at the door.
Humanitarian nowadays, and look what I did for her.
There you go.
It's true. It's true.
So I completely rewrote the book. I use pickleball as a platform. It's a book you can read if you're not a pickleballer, but it's I used to use pickleball as a metaphor for life. It's like anything. You can use sports, any sport is a metaphor for life, right? You learn lessons, you learn to get along with others, you learn how to butt heads and come out shaking hands, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the relationship between what I write and this little funny sport I play.
Yeah, and you have this the growth mindset, which I thought was kind of interesting, and I just kind of wanted to get your kind of definition of that, and you know, learning and kind of going through life. And obviously, you've met us now. So, are there certain people that should limit their expectations with the growth mindset, or are there different levels? Or, but seriously, and honestly, I got reading about it. It was interesting. So, if you could kind of just talk on that a little bit.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, the growth mindset, it's an idea I picked up from a psychologist. She wrote this book a long time ago about this. And strangely enough, when I wrote it and I was getting ready to publish the book, another friend of mine, really good guy, and he says he's really big in the tech world. And he told me he gives this book to every one of his employees before he hires them and has them read it. It's that important. So the growth mindset is really just the idea that you can look at life in two ways. You can look at this whole life as a growth opportunity, or you can have a fixed mindset, which is much more protective. It's like you're not going to take a chance. It's like you're not going to start a sports podcast out of your basement. You know,
Right.
And I joke about that, but that's but you
Ray's
guys
in his basement right now.
What's that?
These
I'm in my
two
basement right
idiots
now.
are in their basements.
But you know what? You guys are out there doing.
Yeah.
Is this the G-rated version?
No, you can swear
all you
can-
want.
Oh
So
no!
you guys-
Wait till you hear the intro to this.
Oh yeah.
But you guys are taking shit head on. I mean, you know, and like me, you don't know how successful you're going to be or what's going to happen. But as long as you keep trying to, you know, expand your horizons, there's so many people live life defensively. You know, another sports analogy, right? If you're just playing defense all the time, if you don't score, you're not going to win. So you got to go out there and take your
Defense
shot.
wins championships, though.
Well, it does win it, but if you don't score, it's going to be a long 0-0 tie.
Mhm.
So you got to at least put up a field goal or scratch a goal somewhere. So yeah, the growth mindset is one where it also is if you tend to be caught up in your own ego and protecting your own image, you're so defensive and you really won't learn because you're so busy protecting yourself from anybody. Criticism, you don't want anything to do with it. So a person with a growth mindset looks at criticism as an opportunity. Hey, maybe they got a point. Maybe I'll think about this for a minute instead of just say, you know, fuck off.
Yeah.
And try to do something constructive with it. And some of my best lessons in life have come from abject failure. So it works.
Yeah, I get that, learning by failure. I certainly understand that. But the mindset you're talking about is a lot of people I think strive for it. It's a lot easier said than done. Is it? So, the overly positive and taking criticism. Okay. Is that something that you've kind of inherently had, or is it something you've had to teach yourself and improve upon? Or do you think people just kind of have it and some people don't? Like, where do you land in that spectrum?
That's a great question. And you know what? I have to say that, I've taught psychology. I'm into this kind of stuff. I study neuroscience, and I'm really into what's going on inside here, if anything, some days. And, it really is, a lot of it is what you're given, but by the same token, there's the concept of genetic expression. You can have a certain amount of genes, like people say, hey, it's my genes. It's, hey, what am I going to do?
Right.
But it's all about what you do to express whatever you've been given. And some of that comes from it's nature nurture. Some of it is within you. And some of it, though, you just get exposed to people, you get put in situations, and you really can change. You can, this book is really about dynamically changing, just seeing the opportunities that are out there. And I try to make you think a little bit about your reflexive attitude toward things. Like I bring up the concepts of challenge and discipline. Discipline in particular, people think, I'm being disciplined. They kind of go away from it. But when you think about it, when you spend a day doing stuff in a disciplined manner, like you eat well, you exercise, you think, you make time for the people you love. When you, at the end of the day, you put your head on the pillow and you go, you know what? I actually had to work pretty hard today, but I feel pretty damn good about myself.
Yeah.
And you just carry that through. So it's a combination, again, of your inner traits, but you can learn this stuff. And when you do, and I do this, I kind of learned about this really from coaching my pickleball students, is a lot of people come to you from all walks of life. And a lot of them have this like incredible amounts of negative self-talk. And you just gotta, cut through that stuff. And once you do, you see them start to blossom. You start to see them take a different tack, and they just enjoy the game in their life much more. So it's really powerful stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. We're New England guys. We all grew up in New Hampshire and everything. And I live in Maryland now, and I have found going back there in the travels that New England is just inherently negative. And that's the world that we live in, and it's the way that we speak to each other. And we were just having this conversation before. We are so terrible to each other constantly, but we don't think anything of it. It's just kind of the way it is.
Hey, but that's my family. That's my family. My mother's from Brooklyn. My dad's from Hartford. I was born in New Haven.
Sorry.
Sorry,
I know.
We're all a family on this show too, man. This is my stepson Raymond. I don't know if he's met him.
That's how we are. But doing some research on you, I saw that you retired at 40.
Yeah.
Do your dreams. We're all 35 here, like we said. That's 5 years away from us. I'm jealous as fuck that you were able to do that.
Whoa. Now give the podcast a chance, Ray. Give us a chance now.
Sorry. But how scared were you when you retired? Be like, this is it. Like, no turning back now. I'm going to do my dream. I'm going to travel, do what I want to do, live my life. How nervous were you when you initially did that?
Rich wife helps, right?
What's that?
Rich wife helps.
Didn't have one of those.
No, okay.
My wife, we
this
joke
makes
about
your
it.
Story even better now.
I know. We joke about this when we got together. She was running a tab on me, and
nice.
so I'm not one of those guys that goes, I got everything. It's cool. It's like, hey, we're gonna check each other out for a while. Let's go Dutch, and so when we got together, I eventually did clear that tab because she's definitely a keeper. But so I'll tell you, man, I didn't start. I was like, I write about this in the book. I was like treading water till I was 34, and then I started my own construction business. And 6 years later, it was one of the top construction companies, commercial contracting in the country. And it just was a matter of right place at the right time. It was a self-storage business, and we kicked ass. Nice. And so about 6 years later, I put everything I had into it. My kids at that time were, I think, 9 and 11. And I just had a little moment of truth where I went, I know I can make a shitload of money, much more than I have now. And I didn't have that much when I stopped working. But I only had one chance to be a dad, and I just said, you know what, it's part of what I write about. I'm not going to live with regrets. I can always go back to work later, and so I tell you what, I worked hard, I worked smart, I treated people well. I got lucky.
Yeah.
You know, I got in the right business at the right time. So
you.
yeah, it was really cool to
Jealous.
to turn your back on it at 40 and go, wow, what now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figure I'll be dead by 40, but if I can retire at 40, man, I'm
Fingers crossed, Bill. Fingers crossed.
living the dream.
Hey,
Five more
I
years.
also see that you.
5 more years.
I also see that you stretch every morning. When
I do.
I'm 35, I bend over, tie my shoes, I run out of breath, my back hurts at the same time. What is your advice to staying healthy and active at your age? You know,
Wildly unhealthy, Raymond.
wild.
I'm so glad you asked that. You know what? This is the one thing that really changed my life around. When I was in my 30s, because I was working basically day and night for that 6-year period. I worked hard all before that. But I would basically sit in my office, I would do physical labor, and then I would go lift weights and play basketball for 3 hours. And doing that for a few years straight, just sitting in place and then getting up and running my ass off as hard as I could and running into people. I broke. My back just freaking broke. And I couldn't get up for like large periods of time. And so I finally figured this out. The first thing I did when I retired is I went to school and became a massage therapist and learned all about anatomy, stretching, all these different Eastern disciplines. Saved my life. I mean, I've been healthy for 20 straight years now with no trouble. And the secret is to schedule it. Just don't say, you know what, I got to do this. Yeah, I really should stretch. I really should eat better. You know, I just scheduled it like I would schedule an important conference call, and no bullshit excuses or whatever. It got done. And all I do about 8 minutes every morning is all it takes now. And I feel fantastic. I'm 61 and I'm running with guys that are in their 20s and 30s, and it's a piece of cake. So
for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks. I'm lucky, but just my only advice on that is just make time for it, man. Treat yourself well. And the other thing I write about in the book is a concept called hardwiring happiness. When you do something good for yourself, spend some time with it and go, you know what? I fucking nailed that. I mean, I really put the effort in. I'm on the right path. Maybe it's not going as fast as I wanted to, but you know what? I'm doing the right things. And you just build these success environments that feed on themselves. And before you know it, you're also eating better. You're also, just making more time for the people you care about. And life starts to get pretty good. You know, so
that's cool, man. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of people kind of think, and again, this is, I think, really honest to God, a New England thing. People kind of think the hokey talk.
Yeah,
they would much rather just put on their boots and smash their head against the wall and say, you know, I'm tough and I'm good. But then, you know, you talk to everybody when they're 50 and they're like, things suck. Like, I can't feel my knees. Like,
I need a
That's how I feel at 35.
Yeah, it's like
35. I feel like that.
I'm lucky. I would have been lucky too.
30,
I met a woman who is also my wife is very much into health and nutrition and all of that stuff. And makes me pay attention to it as much as possible. And you'll learn, Bill, they're right. They're right.
They're right.
Yeah.
They're right.
You know what she did to me the other day? We made fettuccine Alfredo, cauliflower, spaghetti. It was good, and I hate to admit it because I almost spit it at her and said, "What the fuck is this?"
So here's my dirty little
But it was
secret.
good. I have to admit,
I talk about eating well.
Yeah.
I'm pathetic. Last night I did have cauliflower pizza crust.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow.
Like, I tell you what, if someone
We
ever
do that.
showed up besides my girlfriend to my house and they said, "Hey, I bought buffalo tenders," and they turned out to be buffalo cauliflowers, I'm going to shoot you in the forehead.
Yeah. They got it coming. Yeah.
Well, if you know
Don't
anything
lie to
about
me like
Queen's
that.
Landing,
Don't hurt my feelings like that.
Mike, this has been really. I just had a couple more questions for you. I want to take up too much more of your time and want to get to know where to find the book and everything. But I did read in your bio that you do like long walks on the beach, dogs, and bourbon. So the long walk, that's basically Bill if you subtract the beach, dogs. If you replace bourbon with biscuits.
I'm going to the beach tomorrow with the dog. So
Wow.
Good for you, man.
Bill.
Nice.
Good
You're
for you,
moving up in the
Bill.
world.
it's gonna be
all good.
61 here in New England. It's a fucking beach day.
Hey,
Yeah,
just
that's
remember, bring your
Biscuits,
bottle.
yes.
Bring
the
your bottle. Go for the
Always.
trifecta.
Do you have a
Always.
favorite, Mike? Do you have anything to recommend on the bourbon track or or anything that you usually go to?
I'm one of these guys that I'm highly suspicious of people that go, oh, that's Glenlivet or So
Yeah.
when I'm mixing, usually I drop a little ginger beer in there with my bourbon. I kind of like that mix, a little stormy weather. And so when I'm mixing, Jack Daniels, But my favorite cheap bourbons would be like cheapers, like Buffalo Trace is an excellent one.
It's a man after our own heart right here.
What do you think about gin? Only sophisticated gentlemen drink gin.
Oh, Mike doesn't like that.
I try. I mean, I love a good Tanqueray and tonic, a little TNT.
Like your style.
But I just the next day, I'm an Irish boy, man, and I drink that bourbon. I can misbehave and wake up the next morning and
I can't do the bourbon. I just can't do it. I'm more of a clear liquor guy. Vodka, gin.
Because you're a pussy, Bill. Mike, last question.
Fair enough.
As you can see,
well said, sir.
Less with Ray because Ray's polite when we have guests, but Bill is an absolute monster. In your question, in your book, you deal with dealing with problem partners, I think is the way that you talk about it. So this is just for me, just you and me talking right now.
I hear you, buddy. Just a second, let me cover these guys up. Okay. Yeah.
How directly related to me. So
how you associate it with pickleball and everything else. So lastly on the book, if you want to give us just kind of your answer to that, and then where we can find it, where just this is your floor. It's yours.
You got it. As far as dealing with partners, I mean, obviously you've got partners in sports, you got partners in relationships, you got partners in business, you got your buddies. There's a lot of different permutations of partners. My thing with partners is I just try to go over, it sounds corny again, but I just try to give more than I get. I mean, I just try to be that guy that's out there doing that. But if there comes a point where it ain't working and, I have no problem drawing the line, and I talk about curating relationships. And by that, I mean, you've all these people in your life, and whether they're family or friends or whatever, sometimes you got to take a hard look at it. And this book is really about taking a hard look at your life, a fun look, but taking a hard look at it and go, this person this is just not working. You don't have to, go crazy on them or have a blow up or whatever. Just so, that person's not working for me. And I'm just going to slowly, if I need to, or if I can, move them out of my life. I'm going to bring more people in that bring me up instead of bring me down. That's awesome. And if you just keep looking at, I've done that with family, friends, work, and all that. And it's amazing how life can really suck if you've got the wrong people around you. I mean, this, Rich.
Look at Bill. Look at Bill in that bottom corner.
So that's it. I really think, and in sports again, it's like so in sports, when you get thrown together with people on a pickleball court, a lot of times there's open play and you're rotating in and out. You play with someone you don't like or who's an asshole or whatever. You just, okay, I got 15 minutes with this person. Yeah. Somebody else has an entire life with them. There's no need to make any drama here. I'm just going to move on to greener pastures. There's other kids I can play with. So just take a more adult type look at stuff like that. Yeah.
You ever see The Bronx Tale? That reminds me when he was trying to get $20, right? That was the same analogy right there.
Yeah. And funny, I think the last thing I'll say before I tell you where to find the book is that a lot of the stuff I write about is stuff we already know. I'm just kind of trying to put it in a place where it's, hopefully try to do it in a humorous way. I can relate it to sports, for regular people. So I don't sound like some kind of guy trying to preach, and tell you what to do. Yeah. But, so that's, if you want to try to have fun with your life, try to expand your horizons a little bit, live happier. You can find my book on the mothership, Amazon. It's called Pickleball and the Art of Living. You can Google my name, which is Mike Branon, Branon, or go to MikeBranon.com and you can see my blogs, features. I actually, on my website, I've got, I put up my stretching routine.
Yeah,
I saw that. Today. Yeah, I was watching that today.
That's what sparked your question, right, Ray?
Oh yeah, that's what sparked my question.
It also made him sweat.
Yeah. And so
I was also jealous of the landscape behind you. I was like, you son of a bitch. Like, what a humble brag that is. Like, just seeing that scene, I'm like, oh, God damn it.
That's pretty funny. Oh, am I on my putting green overlooking the canyon?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bullshit.
I'm sorry.
My hamstrings are a bit tight.
What a
Allow
humble
me.
brag that was without humble bragging right there. I was like, God damn it.
That's funny as shit. Because I was trying to find a place that had light, or I could do. I've never done a video before like that. So and so next one, I'm going to have I'll be in front of the zero edge pool, looking out over the Pacific.
Oh yeah, must be nice. Yeah, yeah.
With my wait staff. So
don't worry. I'll do it with the snow in the background for me.
Please, let's what.
Yeah.
You've never heard of Queen's Landing, but I live in a fucking castle. All right, I'll put out a video. Let's compare.
Bill has put out a video. It's actually on the Manchester News website. There was a stabbing.
Local stabbing. True story.
Mike, that's a perfect way to end your time here at Simple Minds Sports Show. We appreciate it. We'll get all the links up, and we'll put the website and everything up on the video, and promote it the hell out and push at it. This was fun, man. I hope you had a good time, and
I had a blast.
Awesome, I'm glad you're able to join us today, and good luck with the book. And anytime you want to come back on, next time the Chargers lose a heartbreaker, we'll have you come back on.
Hey,
week one, 2021.
In Justin Herbert, though. You got a good one there.
Yeah, you know what though? When they moved to LA, flatline. They're dead to me.
Well, that was
welcome,
man, welcome. Tom Brady dead to me, so good. Join the club.
I've been watching your former podcast. I know how you feel.
Perfect.
Hashtag dead to me. All right. Okay, Mike. Well, we'll appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon, hopefully. And good luck with everything. Thanks for joining us.
Be good. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Ben.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
That was fun.
That was. We almost made it in the time, and then Bill asked
fucking
that
rambles.
last question.
Fucking rambles.
He would have talked longer anyways.
Fuck you, Bill. I went in. I was like, all right, we'll extend it. Oh wait, I think we'll get it. And then fucking rambles jumps right in.
Welcome.
I
was born a rambling man.
I'll tell you what,
hold on. If he put out a sex tape, Dill Pickle, the story of Pickleball.
He said that to me. He said that to us on text, and I'm like, why would you send that right now?
That's an absolute monster. If
I wanted to ask him, he said he was a massage therapist, where I could get a rub and tug if I went out to California.
There was one guy that could handle Billy Trashcan.
That's the man. That's the man right there.
This is kind of an old school Billy Trashcan night. That was the guy that handled
He handled it well.
Mike Branon handled it like, we come to find out he's a construction worker, so
Yeah, he knows.
He's probably seen worse than that.
Is this a G-rated show? Fuck no, man. Say what the fuck you want, baby.
Everything that